Let's talk about some of the basic tools that you're going to be using in Canva as you work with your templates. So this is a blank template. This is how the template's going to appear when you get it. And you can see as I hover over the page, you can change any of these little pieces. Um, One of the things that you might be interested in is changing the font. Let's say you wanted to change the font here. Uh, when I select this, all of these tools appear at the top. You've got the name of the font that I've chosen, Canva Sans. But if you pull this down, there's going to be all of these other fonts that you can use. And some of them are quite uh, pretty and decorative. Let's zoom in so we can see that a little bit better. And see, I've changed that to a handwriting font. Let's undo it. In fact, you might have noticed, let's pick a handwriting font again. Where'd it go? Over here, see this where it says Canva Sans to Brittany? I could change all. And just like that, every single bit of font is now, well, that was Canva Sans is now Brittany, which is pretty, but honestly, it's a little hard to read. This is also a good example of why you might not want to use handwritten fonts for absolutely everything if you want to do future generations a favor. So I'm going to go up here and click this backwards button. See this backwards arrow? And click that. And that's going to take me back to the original font that I had. I can also make the font bigger or smaller. I can change the color of the font if I want. And I can change all of the black font to green by hitting this change all. I'm going to leave it black. I can make it bold if I wanted to have all of this be bold and then have my answers not be bold. I can make it italicized. You're not going to be able to see this very well, but I could change the alignment. I could add a bullet list. I can change the line spacing. There's even effects over here where I can make it neon, which is entirely unnecessary. These are all things that you might want to play with. And if I hit these little three dots, it's going to open up the other things that are on the menu that just aren't visible because of the size of my window. But there's really so many different things that you can do in Canva. You're not going to need most of them, but it's good to know that they're there. Let's see. Let's zoom that out. Let's see what we can do with photos. I'm going to take one of my photo uploads and I'm going to drag it up here. If I double click on it, it's going to create this little ghost photo that's going to allow me to change the size of the photo inside the frame. And then when I click away from it, you don't see all of that extra bit of the photo. You just see what's limited to the frame. But now look, if I select this image, there's going to be all sorts of things that I can do. I could flip, and suddenly you've got people on different sides. This is helpful if you've scanned an image or a negative perhaps, and you realize that the writing is backwards or you've scanned the wrong side of a slide, basically. You might want to use the flip horizontal. If for some reason you had an upside down photo, you could use flip vertical. You can also change the transparency of the photo. Again, I'm not totally sure how handy that will be, but it is there. What else could you do on here? There are these elements over here, and there's shapes and graphics, stickers, photos. I do not suggest that you pull in photos of random ancestors to replace photos that you don't have for your ancestors, but you might want to use photos of other things. There's even these fun grids. If you wanted to use something different than the frames that I've set up, you can go ahead and select them and then just delete. And now we've got this blank space, and let's find a grid that we could put in there. Let's say you wanted to put in 3 photos populated on the whole thing. And we're just going to grab the corners and resize until it fits where we want it to. And now you have this different grid that you can fill in. Go to our uploads. I could fill this in with this family photo and this census and this photo of children. I mean, I think this is a mess, but if you wanted to be artistic, you could find something to go there. I'm going to just keep hitting undo until I get back to what the ancestor profile looks like. Anyway, I do encourage you to click around and experiment with Canva. That template link that you purchased, you'll always be able to go back to that and click on it again, and it's going to open up a fresh copy of these family history books. So don't ever feel like whatever you're doing is going to somehow mess up your purchase. If you need to start over, just go back to the template link, click on it, and it'll just bring you a nice, fresh, blank book so that you can fix whatever it is that you think needs fixing.